Hello, everybody. It's great to be here one more time today. And my name is Gary Fowler. I am the president, founder, and CEO of GSD Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in the heart of Silicon Valley. I've been involved in a number of startups, 17, and several unicorns. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for 1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai, an AI HR tech company that I co-founded with Dr. David Yang. We believe that intellectual capacity is evenly spread around the world, but opportunities are not. And with that, I'd like to introduce an incredible guest. So I'd like to introduce Greg Slota. He is the CEO of MeteoTrack, and we are going to talk today about the weather. You know, some people say you can't control the weather, but you can control the impact on your business. And Greg is one of those persons. So he's got an incredible background from education, Polytechnic Cracow, with a degree in engineering, a master's degree in engineering, and an MS in environmental protection. So I'd like to bring him on board. Hey, Greg, how you doing today?
Hi, Gary. All fine here. Can't complain. And how are you?
I'm fantastic. So tell us a little bit about the weather. I mean, so where does all this start? You know, we have incredible weather. I know in California right now, in Northern California, we're having bombastic cyclones, bomb cyclones. So where's this all coming from? And, you know, where are we with it? Why is it so unusual?
So as you said, it's your sentence, and it's a brilliant that we can't control the weather, but we can control the impact on your business. So it's it captures the imagination already. So it's fantastic because in one sentence you put all important things, because we know that weather is everywhere. Weather affects everyone. We can't avoid the weather, but we can be prepared. So brilliant sentence. Thank you very much. I will use it if you don't mind. Regarding MeteoTrack and MeteoTrack and weather, so that's true that weather is behind MeteoTrack project. We can say that we grew up as a weather product. MeteoTrack as an idea started around 5 years ago. I worked. I had dealt with many IT projects working in Institute of Meteorology and Water Management. It's a Polish national hydrological and meteorological service. Mm-hmm. And in that time I observed, but it's still valid nowadays, that number of data sources increases dramatically, rapidly, very rapidly, whilst weather applications or environmental applications can't keep up, can't cope with so many data sources. So that was first thing I observed that time. And the second, I asked question. We all know calculators or configurators for banking products, for cars, for insurance. Why don't we create calculators and configurators for weather? Because as I said, the weather is everywhere. So that's those two things, let's say, started MeteoTrack. So in that time I tried to find answer, and we can say that MeteoTrack appeared as an answer for those two things. So we started with map as a user interface. It was our first idea, because the map is very universal, is international, is intuitive, and is very flexible. So it's open for many data sources. So that was our first point. And now when you open MeteoTrack, you will see the map as an interface, with no buttons, if possible, with no buttons, with no searching box, with no scrolls and stuff like that. So So that was our first thing, and the second answer was we designed our weather algorithms. We designed our weather algorithms, so and they are our base now for agriculture product, but also if we are thinking in long-term goals, they also will our base for something new then. So that's this compilation, weather and MeteoTrack.
So tell me a little bit about it. So, weather affects all different parts of our life, whether that's retailers and what kind of products that they need to have in their stores, whether it's manufacturers of different types of products and having the right product, the right place at the time. But then we go down to agriculture. And, as we all know, the weather can have a disturbing, in a positive way, positive impact on our agriculture, or it can have a negative impact. So, what are you doing for agriculture, and how does it really impact the farmers?
Yeah, sure. So in agriculture, we can see that the weather is the most critical factor. For safety, for production cost, for yield. So few years ago, we did our research for agriculture. We had our own internal product discovery project with farmers, with farms. In that time, also we acquired our strategic partner. It's a Top Farms. It's a very huge company. It's a market leader, agriculture market leader in Europe. So they have farms, they have farmlands, they are a food supplier. So I can say that time it was turning point on our way.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did, we defined our product for agriculture in that time. So one thing what is important, because we are not only practitioners, we have also scientists on board. We cooperate with Warsaw University of Technology, Polish Academy of Science, Agriculture University of Poznań. So we are we are a good mixture of experts. But again, going back to this point, it was our turning point. We defined our MeteoTrack for agriculture. So maybe before I go further with this topic, I will very briefly describe how our algorithms works, because it's important. So we have three levels of weather algorithm. The first one is our data comparing algorithm. We conduct multi-dimensional comparison for every meteorological parameter, for every season, for every time horizon, and for every special variability, and we put some rankings for every data sources. So that's our first level of our algorithm. The second one is where we merge data from all of our data sources into one data string. So what we have then, we have the best points from our data sources merged together in one data string. So this is very important and very important step. And finally, we have a third level of our algorithms. We call them weather optimization algorithm. And simplifying, we are able to show where or when is better to perform given activity. So we have three steps in our chain, in our path of our algorithms. And
now I got a question for you, Greg.
Yeah.
How accurate are you? How far out can you predict weather?
So our approach with calibrating data is very unique. So I can say that again. So if we compare every meteorological parameter we can find the best data point or the best data source, because
Mhm.
some of data sources are better for temperature, some of them are better for precipitation. So again, we do the same with seasons. Some data sources are better for winter, some are better in summer. Spatial variability. We also compare data in terms of spatial variability. Some data sources are better in Australia, some better in Europe, and so on. So that comparison, that multi-dimension
How
comparison.
far does it go out though, Greg? How far can you forecast the weather? Like you're
Uh,
going out. So if there's a farmer that's going to plant soybeans, how
yeah.
far
So
out in time can you say with some degree of accuracy that this is going to happen? That
yeah. So
something.
now it's 7 days, and I think that if we are thinking about accuracy, to be honest, the 7 days is all you need, and it's the enough time period to deliver weather forecast. And I think that if we can try to extend it for 2 weeks, for example, it is more magic than science. So
So how does this compare? Like there are companies like AccuWeather in the U.S. In State College, Pennsylvania. How does it
yeah.
compare to companies like that? What are you doing differently? What's the secret sauce?
So I think that our algorithms are so it's because we compare forecasted data with observed or measured data. We use World Meteorological Network. We have 300 stations spread around the world. So I think that is our magic factor. So
Well, that sounds incredible. So that's great. And um, so with the farmers, what are some of the future steps, the further steps in development plans for farmers? Where do you want to go with that, and how big is this market?
yeah, so if we can go back for a while to this point when we defined our product, because at that time we've been creating a special optimization weather window algorithms. So it is the next in this third level of our algorithms. So now we are able to indicate where and when particular given treatment or activity should be performed on field. So we can say that we are decision support system for farmers' daily duties. So that's our product for agriculture. So now we support 5 activities and 13 crops.
Hmm.
So, but what we do as a decision support platform, we deliver knowledge and information about weather windows. So what we like to do is to extend it, because because uh, we all know about rising prices of fertilizers, fuel, chemicals, and all those things are mostly connected to soil, to field, and crop. So we have our weather windows. We know about the climate change and stuff like that. But what is important also,
But
it
we're
is
hearing a lot about that today out in California. Let me tell you, there's a
yeah,
lot bombastic cyclones. I never heard of bomb cyclones until the last 2 weeks,
yeah.
actually.
So our next step, we'd like to predict soil moisture, carbon index, and um, current vegetation phase of plants. So that's our next steps on our roadmap. So then we will cover entire cycle, entire cycle and all aspects related to field management. So that's what we like to deliver in next steps. Um,
So what about, but if you look at it, the weather impacts all parts of our business, all parts of our lives. And
Mhm.
especially now with global warming, where average temperatures around the world could be up 4.5 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century, 80% of the fresh water in Antarctica, you've got the Gulf Stream slowing down and weather that's highly unpredictable in a lot of parts of the world. So how do we go down through and wrap our arms around it? And what other industries? Because I know you're starting in agriculture, but what's next?
Yeah, so it's very important thing you touch. So uh, you know, it is something we call our long-term goals. So I can say that we are on the mission to help people to better adapt to climate change. So that's our long-term goal. And regarding what you said, so did you know that some crops invented for Africa climate are currently being checked for European farms, even in the north or east? So that
So
happens.
they're actually checking crops that are developed for Africa in Europe to get prepared for the global warming.
Yeah. So that's
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 amazing. That is, and I don't know about this, Greg, but I heard that there's parts of the world that places like Canada are going to become the bread baskets because as the temperatures change, we're going to have dramatic increases in positive weather in places like Canada. They're going to be bread baskets. And
yeah,
so, I mean,
sure.
but we got, part of it is adapting to change today because
Mhm.
it's not about, what we're going to do 10 years ago. It's about, can we feed the population today? And
Yeah,
especially now with the population around the planet is going from 8.1 billion to 13 billion. By
yeah,
2050, we have to double the food supply to feed everybody. So we better get down through and understand the weather. Now, how much more crop yield? And I'm not asking for across every one of the crops, but on average, how much more crop yield do you think a farmer could get by buying the service, buying the product from you? What do you think? How much more crop yield?
I think that the range is 30 to 40%. That's what we can deliver as a product and as a profit for them.
So 30 to 40% more crop. I mean, think about how many poor. That's just solved the problem of being able to feed the planet.
Yeah, but exactly. But we need to remember that MeteoTrack or in general some tools for agriculture, it's not only yield but also savings, also safety. So there are many aspects. Yeah, but regarding yield, I think that 30 to 40% is possible. So it's a huge amount
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
you're right about the safety, savings, and yield. The key
Mhm.
is we're going to have to feed these people. We're going to have to have the right product at the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
We're going to anticipate. I mean, it's very interesting that you said they're testing African crops developed for Africa in Europe. I'm sure that's
yeah,
happening all over, but nobody's talking about it, because some people are saying, Greg, there's no global warming. What do you say
yeah.
about that anyhow? What's because I hear people say it. It's crazy. Yeah. In my
I, I I can what I can say that we have African crops in Europe. So that's my answer.
there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the African weather. I mean, I met with a guy many years ago, Irving Crick. Irving Crick had been a student of Einstein when Einstein was a visiting professor at Caltech from Princeton. And Dr. Crick developed a nonlinear weather forecasting model.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with him, but Irving Crick. And he did a long range weather forecasting model using historic weather and those kind of things as patterns. And one of the things that we were talking about, this is back in the early 90s, is about the Gulf Stream slowing down and the impact on the business. Places like London, where parts of Europe are going to get snowstorms. And he was actually going down through and talking to me about what the impact. Now this is back in the early 90s, and back in the early 90s,
Yeah.
it was hard to fathom that somebody's telling you that, like Nostradamus, what was going to happen. The Gulf Stream would slow down. There would be severe flooding on the East Coast of the United States. At some point in time, you'd have to take a boat to get to Fenway Park. And I remember him telling me this stuff. I'm like, right. But here we are today, the third bombastic cyclone, bombastic storm system in California, flooding taking place exactly like Dr. Crick had talked about then. So we need to be prepared, and we need companies just like MeteoTrack to be able to help out. And if we want to be able to feed the population, we better move faster than slower. And, you're like a diamond in the rough coming out of Poland. Most people don't realize how many incredible technology companies are located in places like Warsaw, right? And what kind of a global impact. So as I've said many times, you're like a Ferrari in the garage. We got to get you out and, get you on the street. It's not about keeping it in the garage. It's about driving it and winning Formula One. So what's the future? I mean, what do you think in terms of the global market? What's your vision of the next year? What's going to happen over the next year, and how important is it for companies across the board? And let's start with agriculture to focus on weather.
So I don't know, So it's a tough question, but what I know, it's what where we'd like to be with MeteoTrack as a product. So if we have this tool for accurate prediction based on weather windows, based on soil and crop conditions, but still made for points. But for points, I mean for farms, farmlands, for fields. So our plan is to extend them for entire region. So our idea is to move from points to area. And then we will deliver the best solution for farmers, receiving in return knowledge and data in order to run our global yield forecast model. So then we can be a part of this business and provide some value, some hints for global food production chain.
No, that's great. And so, in closing, any thoughts for the audience? So you're talking about agriculture right now. What other industries are you interested in?
So sorry, Gary, but I
can you hear me now?
Can you repeat, because
I said we're talking about agriculture right now, Greg. What other industries do you see there's application that you see where you have a great fit with MeteoTrack?
So so I can say that everyone which use location in their business model. So because, as we said, the weather is everywhere. If I need to mention or list some markets which are most perspective for us, I think about logistic probably, and transportation. So that's the market where we can exist also.
No, that's great. Well, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day schedule to get together with us. How do people reach you if they want to reach you? What's the best way? What's your LinkedIn and email or website? Can you give that to the audience?
Sure. So LinkedIn is proper way, I think, and also you can visit our website. It's getmeteotrack.com. So there are our contacts, contact form. So it's also convenient way. So if I can at the end, Gary, one sentence, because I know that people from UAG and from MeteoTrack are watching. So thank you guys, thank you team, you are the best. So
no, that's great. It's always good to have a great team. Fantastic to have a great team. And remember, to all of you out there, you can't control the weather, but you can control the impact on your business. Check out MeteoTrack. They're an incredible company. Greg's done a great job, and the entire team is really looking forward to make our world a better place. So I want to thank everybody for joining us one more time again for GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. And my name is Gary Fowler, and I am your host. Stay tuned for another exciting edition. We'll be back again next week. And in the interim, stay happy, stay safe, and stay healthy, and believe in your dreams, because dreams do come true. Visualize. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves. So thanks for joining us, and stay tuned. We'll be back soon. Thank you.